In the world of gambling, legends come and go. But there is one story, one name, that towers above every hot streak, every miracle win, every casino myth that gets whispered over top of the table. It's the story of a man who went to Las Vegas with $50 in his pocket, and over the course of 2 years, turned it into $40 million. It was the greatest gambling hot streak ever recorded. Unfortunately, he lost it all. This is the interesting true story of Archie Karas, the most fearless gambler that ever lived. Before he was a legend on the Vegas Strip, before he was terrifying casino owners and staring down millionaires, Archie Karas was just a kid growing up on the small island of Cephalonia in Greece. He grew up poor, so poor that he had to take odd jobs at anywhere he could find them, like the docks or a local tavern. But even as a boy, one thing was very clear. Archie wasn't afraid of risk. In fact, risk seemed to excite him. He found out at that young age that he had two major qualities. One, he had a steel trap of a mind. And two, he had zero fear. And these two qualities would eventually help him become the deadliest gambler of all time. Archie wasn't interested in school. Instead, he was drawn to pool halls, dark, smoky rooms filled with the cracking of cues and quiet bets. And this is where he truly came alive. He became a shark, a hustler, a fearless competitor who could read people like he could read cards. Eventually, he made his way to America, landing in Los Angeles. And it was at this point that he hit his first big turning point in his gambling career. He turned pool into poker. And then, once he understood the game of poker, he started playing cash games. But the cash games started to turn into a lot of debt. By the early 1990s, Archie owed over $50,000 to other players. And these players weren't exactly patient when it came to getting their money back. So, Archie did the unthinkable. He put $50 in his pocket, and he drove from the city of angels to the city of sin, Las Vegas, Nevada. When Archie Karas pulled into Las Vegas, he was broke, completely broke. He was actually, in fact, in debt because of all the money he still owed around Los Angeles. But Vegas has a strange relationship with destiny. Lord, let this moment last for another year. He walked into a well-known casino and he found an acquaintance of his, a fellow gambler who respected Archie's skills. He explained his situation and he asked for a stake. Not a loan, but a partnership. And his friend agreed. He gave him $10,000. It was enough for Archie to sit in a $200 to $400 limit Raz game. Within hours, he had turned that $10,000 into $30,000. He had tripled his money, and he paid back his friend immediately. And just like that, it was the beginning of something the gambling world's never seen before. Don't say you have to go. Archie sat down at the poker tables, and he simply didn't lose. Not once. Not for weeks. He demolished everyone. Pros, amateurs, degenerates, even the casino regulars would come in. If they sat, he beat them. If they left, he followed them to another table. And within 3 months, he turned that $50 into $4 million. But it didn't end there. The poker world began to talk. This Greek is unbeatable, people were saying. He can't lose, he has no fear. And one by one, the biggest names in poker were flown in to try to beat him. And he beat them all. He beat legends of the poker world, some of which who were world champions. He played guys like Stu Unger and Chip Reese, Johnny Chan, Puggy Pearson. He once beat Stu Unger for $900,000. And then, in a rematch, he beat him again for another $700,000. He beat Chip Reese, one of the best that ever lived, for multiple millions. It wasn't just skill. It wasn't just fearlessness. It was something supernatural. It was a run of results that was so unbelievable that casinos started to panic. And then there was a shift. Suddenly poker wasn't enough anymore. He wanted something bigger, something more dangerous, something where the swings could add zeros to his empire or wipe it all away. He wanted to gamble against the house. And so began the most insane chapter of all. Archie Karas walked into Binion's Horseshoe with millions in chips and started playing craps. He bet more money per roll than most casinos will see in an entire weekend. He bet $50,000 on the pass line, $100,000 in odds, and $200,000 behind points. Somehow, roll after roll, night after night, he just kept winning. Dealers were rotated out because the stress was just too much. The pit bosses were sweating. After nearly 2 years, Archie Karas reached $40 million. From $50 to $40 million. Still, the greatest run in gambling history. But no streak lasts forever. He kept raising the stakes. He wasn't afraid, but that's exactly what made him dangerous. At first, the losses started trickling in very slowly, but then they grew. And after that came the avalanche. At first, he lost $2 million at dice. Then, he lost a further $3 million, but he didn't stop there. After taking a $7 million hit playing dice, he turned back to poker, but his confidence had taken a hit. At the poker tables, he lost millions of dollars to players that he had once destroyed. So, he went back to dice, but the dice were cold. Within weeks, Archie Karas lost $30 million. Within months, it was all gone. And just like that, the greatest gambling run ever ended just as quickly as it began. To this day, gamblers still debate on what Archie Karas actually was. Was he the greatest gambler ever? Was he a mathematical prodigy? Was he a fearless warrior who could compartmentalize risk like no one else? Or was he simply the rarest combination of skill and fortune the gambling world will ever witness? He didn't end up rich. He didn't retire a king. But for a moment in time, for one blazing, unbelievable season, Archie Karas was the most dangerous man in Las Vegas. Archie Karas didn't live a life of comfort. He didn't chase safety or guarantees. He chased the edge, the rush, that moment where everything is on the line and the world stands still. And it's for that reason that Archie Karas will always live in the myth of those stories that get whispered across a felt table. If you'd like to see more interesting true stories like this, please like, subscribe, comment below, tell me what you think. Do you think Archie Karas took it too far? Would you have been able to stop? Or, like Archie, would you have lost it all? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next interesting true stories.